something I've learned from Tate that I have realized I believe is what I will instill in my children the absolute most. And this is a concept that I just never fucking thought about that deeply. And it's the concept of duty. Right? Yeah. It's the concept of doing what you're supposed to do as a man, regardless of anything and everything else, right? So I think that we're kind of the same generation. I think our generation has been raised on this sort of airy-fairy kind of go after your dreams, do whatever you want to do. Life is about happiness. I used to tell people, you guys can find old videos of me being like, life is about doing what makes you happy in the moment and this sort of stuff. And I look back and I look back at my life and I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I'm very satisfied. I've lived an amazing life. But something small, man, I wish I would have gotten good grades when I was in school. Like, it sounds dumb, but I just wish that I would have not thought about, oh, do I care about school? Do I care about this subject? Do I think that this is going to, take me anywhere in life? Because all those things I didn't care about, right? I was like, fuck school. This is bullshit. But I wish that I would have just done it for the duty of it, right? Like, you're there, so do it. I think about some of my first jobs at pizza shops and stuff, and I think about how I was a good employee sometimes, but my mood was always what dictated how good of an employee I was. Yeah. And so I wish that I would have just gone in there actually in my worst moods, my worst hangovers, whatever, and challenged myself to be just as good as I was yesterday when I was feeling great and in a good mood. Right? Yeah. And so I think that that's something for me that I'm now recognizing as such an important concept. And that leads me even to that, my about the old woman. Like, my grandfather now has severe dementia. And my parents live in a small house. My dad could have very easily just stuck him in a home, right? He's a veteran himself. He was in Vietnam. He's got all these benefits and stuff. He could just be stuck in a home. But my dad, he doesn't call it this. He hasn't talked about it. He's just fulfilling his duty of taking care of your fucking parents. Mm-hmm. And so my grandpa lives with them in the house, and he's a huge burden. But they're all just rallying together to not have to stick him in this home. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Until maybe his very final days where he doesn't even know where the fuck he's at anymore, which I think it's getting to that point. But I just think about that, man. And I think about the way my dad has always just not really concerned himself. Like the men above us are so much stronger. Mm-hmm. Like, the men in the generations above us are so much stronger than us. And my dad's never lived a life of thinking, I want to fulfill this dream of mine. Oh, I want to go on this amazing trip that I've always wanted to go on. He's just fulfilled his duty of working really hard to give me and my brother and my mom a great life. Yeah. And so then I sit here and I think about the times that I've been lazy as fuck in the last few years. And I do feel disgusted. Mm-hmm. I feel disgusted. I'm like, how have I not had the motivation to create content? The motivation to go to the gym? Bro, how far are we from a gym right now?
A walk downstairs.
We could be there in 30 seconds, yeah. Right? We could jog a little and be there in 30 seconds. I mean, so the fact that even in the last year I've had any day where I didn't have the motivation to go to the gym, I find it disgusting. And I really have once again turned my back on so much sort of self-love kind of bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know mm-hmm. what I mean? I believe in self-hatred.
Yeah, dude, facts, bro. Fucking facts. And it's being real with yourself.
Yeah.
Hating your old self or hating all the bullshit stuff that you did. There's so much bullshit, especially in the gym industry, that I've seen. This other gym that I will not mention, but I remember talking to this, what is she? She's really nice, but anyways, they're saying this bullshit. It's all about loving yourself and accepting yourself and self-love. I'm like, okay, the reason that you're trying to do that is because you actually fucking hate yourself mm-hmm. and you hate all the bullshit that you've done to yourself and you hate where you're at. So fucking hate yourself and then work and use all of that and become better, and you'll fucking respect yourself.
Yeah, and
that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and here's another twist on this too that I'm just now thinking about. women, friends, colleagues, your circle around you is a reflection of yourself, right? And so this concept that they say where they go, you're searching for love from outside, but you're never going to find it unless you have it within. Is there any evidence for that whatsoever? Is there anything to back that? If you were the fucking, if you were the king of England back when the king was legit, if you were the fucking, you're a warrior, you're a fucking, you're a conqueror of some kind, they're not loving themselves.
No.
They're not. So then where do they get love? You get love from building an incredible circle around you. And this goes all the way down to then your children. And your children is where you get unconditional love. At the end of the day, it's actually probably an evolutionary mechanism to not love yourself in order to create your children, which is where you're supposed to receive unconditional love, in order to become a strong enough and attractive enough mate to attract the love from others. Maybe you're not supposed to fucking feel it from within.